I'm here in the dorm room. The rest of the team is out on a prayer walk. I'm recovering from some food poisoning that I got while I was in Nepal. It was fairly upsetting to me. It's so hard to come so far to then just get stuck because of a bad piece of chicken. Um, it's pretty nightmarish of a situation, actually. You know, it. I We stayed in a hotel in Nepal that's supposed to be, very, very nice, of course, and our room cost $6 for the night, and we uh, we got in there, and the room was filthy. There were bugs everywhere. You lay down on the bed and they start crawling on you, and all kind of creepy. And so I started to not feel well in the afternoon, and just thought it, might have just been some indigestion or something. But as the evening progressed, I was pretty sure I was going to get sick, so I didn't eat any dinner, which was a blessing, because it turned out that that night in the hotel that I got pretty sick. I threw up everything I'd eaten that day, and pooped out the rest of everything I've eaten probably in my lifetime. So it really took it out of me very bad, and I wasn't able to take part in the medical mission, which was yesterday. And I sent some messages home and just asked people to pray, and I really felt the effects of those prayers this morning, and feel like I'm really making a good stab at the road to recovery, and probably back on the road tomorrow. And so I feel pretty good now. I could have gone on the prayer walk, but I didn't want to push it. I don't want to get tired. We've got a long week, and so I don't want to be worthless the whole week if I can just maybe miss this and then, build in on that. So um, it was, just a rough night. It was the night that I was sick, was just, up about every 20 to 30 minutes, going to the bathroom, and just watching the roaches crawl around in front of your face for a while you're sitting on the toilet or throwing up or whatever. And you just think, I want to be home. It's just what you think. So but it was I'm not gonna say it was a good experience, but there was a part of me that I felt like I was under attack. So, but I didn't want to blame God for the situation. I didn't want to be upset about my circumstance. So I spent a lot of the night just in prayer, praising God and thanking Him for everything He had provided. Um, just the last minute before we left, I had to remember to get a roll of toilet paper, because we all had in our minds we're going to a hotel. It's going to be nice, have a hot shower and a nice bathroom and all this other, and it was nothing like that. And so I was so grateful that he had reminded me just to pick up a roll on the way out the door, and I used the whole thing, in one night. And so I was just very glad for that. And then all day yesterday I didn't eat anything. I think I had one granola bar and a package of fruit smileys, and then just lots of water, and started on some antibiotics and whatnot. So it was just a long day. During the medical mission, I stayed in the pastor's house and just slept in one of the rooms in the house there, and it was good to get some rest. And today has been a day off. We had church with the students here on the campus this morning, which is very good. There was a good sermon about not forgetting your first love, and he was saying, that it was like when somebody first got married. It's all that fresh love. It's not the first person you ever loved. It's that it was that new, over bubbling excitement. That's how we should love Christ all the time. So it was a good sermon, and there were quite a few people here. So then we ate some lunch, and I was able to keep down some rice and some pork, and it was pretty good. And had some green beans as well for lunch, and so I'm got a little more energy this afternoon, and was able to talk to Rachel on Skype this afternoon. So that was all good, and so now I'm just kind of chilling and resting here, just waiting to see what the rest of the week will hold. We have a door-to-door tomorrow, and then we're doing 5 medical missions in a row, and they're expecting maybe 400 people per mission, per medical mission. And so that's, a lot of sharing the gospel, which is great, but it's, mentally very taxing, physically it's taxing, and so we'll see how the week unfolds, but I imagine it to be pretty draining this week. And so it's been interesting just to be on campus all day today. I don't know if you can really hear it, but outside my window, just down the path away, is a Hindu shrine, a rather large one. And so all day long today, I've just heard all these prayers, or people giving, I guess, sermons or whatever they are, up to the Hindu gods, hoping that they'll bless them this week. And in this land, it is just so, I don't know what the difference is. In America we have our idols, but they're not things that we carve out of wood. It's money, or it's relationships, or it's having a prestigious job, or whatever it is. That our idols are not just so overwhelmingly present in all of our culture. That they're there, but they're not obvious. They're not, here's an idol. So when I'm so exposed to it every hour of every day here, it's just incredible to think that there are people that just, that they live this way. The Bible talks about, I think it's Isaiah or Jeremiah, talks about the people take a piece of wood and they carve an idol, and the pieces that they take away from the piece of wood they burn in the fire because they're worthless. It's the same piece of wood, but the leftovers of the carving are worthless and the idol is worth something. And God is saying, don't you see how foolish that is? And yet you look all around here, and that's what I want to tell these people. Don't you see that you created all this yourself? That, maybe there's evil spirits behind it, but, this is stuff that they've created themselves, that they're going to now say, this thing that I just made can now bless me for the week. And it's so, even the trees that they worship, that you go out in these villages or the paths or whatever, and you see a large tree, well, they'll hack a piece out of the tree and then burn it in their fire, so their fire is holy. And it's just, I don't know, that, how does burning part of a tree that you think is a god, so you're going to cut part of it off, that is going to bless you? So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's been rough. I mean, we're 1 week in, and I told John the day before yesterday, or yesterday, whenever it was, that if there was a flight leaving, I'd be on it. That's not true anymore, but when you're sick and all you want is to hear a familiar voice, or to be able to go to the emergency room, or whatever, you really just, you have a desire to be in control. And so there's just a level of control that you have to give up on mission. And I think that's kind of what God's teaching me. And so I may be sick again, I don't know, but I'll just trust for His peace and His grace and a mercy to get me through it. So I haven't really showed you around the room, so I'll do that real quick. But we're just in a little dorm room here inside. There are students staying on this side of us, and we're at the end, so there's nothing down this way. But you can kind of see we just have some bunk beds, and all of our junk is spread out because it's all guys, so heaven forbid we be clean. But we got all our stuff and snacks on top of my bunk right over here. You can see we got the premium handy snack. This will get you through anything because it's a taste of home, and the cheese is salty, so that's nice. And of course we have the indispensable great value box of Smileys right here. Let's see what else we've got. We've got some mints, because your breath always needs a mint. Living on granola bars, that's good. And the old antibiotics. Never go wrong with some antibiotics. So the bunks are made of a very small mattress. It's about an inch and a half thick, and it's on top of a piece of plywood. So I've stacked 3 mattresses on my bed now, trying to just get to where my hips are on fire from laying on them. That's been kind of interesting. I have a picture, but the smell is kind of bad. But this is our bathroom in here, and turn on the light, and you can see that in the bathroom is a squatty potty, and there's no way to really flush the toilet. So what you have to do is when you go in here and you take your business, and then you have to fill up this bucket with the faucet behind, and then you dump the bucket down the hole until everything goes down. So then once it's all gone, there's no P-trap, so the gas continues to come back up, the smell comes back up from inside the bathroom. So we're sure to close the door as much as possible and keep that sucker latched, or else it stinks to pretty much to high heaven. So we're trying to avoid that altogether. Then we have the shower situation. The shower situation, some might consider it rustic, but I'm not that upset by it. It's pretty good. That's right in here. It's just a square room. There's a hole down in the corner down there that that's where all the water drains. It goes into the same pipe as the bathroom, so there's a little bit of a poop smell in the bathroom, but all of India smells like poop, so it's not that big a deal. And what we have is, just let me show you here, is up here in the corner is the water heater. And so the water heater goes down into the pipe, which then goes over to the faucets. And they were very kind in that they put in a shower head for us into this bathroom. They didn't have one there before. They knew we were coming. They call it a geyser, but they were like, we know these Americans will like this. Well, that's all fine and dandy, except that only cold water goes to the geyser. So if you want to shower, it's only cold water shower. So what we've been doing is we'll fill up the bucket with hot water from the water heater, and then we use this little pail right here, and so we scoop that on, and then you splash it on yourself, lather up with some soap, and then you scoop that on and splash it off to rinse, and then do so for your hair and your feet or whatever, in that kind of order. And that way we have something warm and it's not freezing cold, because in the mornings it's been quite chilly. So it sounds like we're getting ready to have a little drainage. The room above us, apparently the pipe is broken, and so when they take a shower or go to the bathroom or whatever they do, the water just drains out the wall and drips down off the side back here. So that's also kind of interesting. So that's just kind of a little update on my health, and also just our living situation here at the campus. It's really not bad. Many people, this would really be roughing it for them, but I'm honestly so much more comfortable here than I was at the hotels last November, because there's quiet here. The hotels, you're always hearing the horns honking. Here we have internet when it's working. A truck hit the pole that the internet line comes in on, so it's been on and off this week. There was a small car wreck there. And so, the shower isn't what I'm used to, but it's not that bad, and all these things can be distractions, or they can be just nothing, and that's the way we're treating them. Instead of them being a big deal, they're not any deal at all. And so hopefully we can be a ministry to the people here. We can save a lot of money that we can then spend on the people that we're ministering to, and hopefully God will be glorified in all of that. And if this is suffering, I don't really think it is, then hopefully that'll be counted to His glory. And so anyway, that's all for now. Longer video entry, but that's how I'm spending my afternoon. So the end.